Well, good morning there. As you can see, it's not a sunny day here again. In fact, it looks like there's a system rolling in. Heather and I are actually taking the kids away for a few days. I think it's going to be 7 or 8 days that we're going to be gone. So my curiosity is going to get the better of me, and I need to know how things are doing. So, or how, when you see them every day, we often don't see how much they're growing. So what I like to do is measure it now, and then when I come back in 8 days, we'll measure it again and we'll see. So what I've done is I have marked off a hydro pole over there where my pilot is. We're going to walk straight in, and now I'm going to mark down. I'm going to put a block down here. We're going to measure to see how tall the corn is. So we are sitting right at about 27.5 inches tall. So that's what we're going to do. So this plant of corn, I did not pick any particular one. I just went from that straight into here. The reason I do that is it's easier to find later on. I'm literally going to leave that block of wood right where it is, where I measured, and we're going to see what it looks like when I come back in 8 days. Goodness knows we got the moisture, and if we get the heat that they're talking, things should be much better. Corn's looking really quite good. Yeah, nice dark color. Personally, I wish it was a little bit taller, but it is what it is. Can't do nothing about that. I'd say if you were to ask my gut feeling, I'd say we're about 10 days behind where I'd like to be. We're over knee high. We'll see what it looks like in 8 days. I'm going to check a couple more fields here too. Do the same thing and check bean field and wheat field. I'm driving by and I quickly thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to just double check and walk in here. This stuff is really growing. This is our forage blend. We're going to get chopped up probably in, I don't know, maybe a month kind of a deal. This stuff is really growing. It doesn't seem very long. It goes 9 inches tall, and we are just below crotch height here now, so we're well over knee high. So it is growing really good. If you look inside, kind of looks like a little bit of a jungle, but looking really good. Our beans are really doing good. There's actually parts of me that are like, okay, beans are making up for the corn. Corn's doing okay, don't get me wrong, but it could be doing better. We are looking at right around 14 inches high. Again, I've got a board underneath. I'm going to leave that board. So we're 14 inches today. Slide the measuring tape in from here like this, and we're going to see. Okay, so outmost point, we are right about there, so that's 15 inch. Outmost point here is 24. So according to that, we've got 9 inches between. You're talking the extremities, so or the ones that are closest to each other. So we'll see what we can get that to. So 9 inches closest point, and we'll see what that looks like in 8 days. I'm gonna walk into the field of wheat across the road. I walked this one this morning, and I told Kendall that, this stupid rain is gonna hinder things a little bit, but we're definitely getting close to spraying here. Starting to flower on the edges, so kind of told him probably tonight, tomorrow, somewhere in there. If you can, if it ends up being a little later, that's fine too, but we got lots of nice sized heads in here. Lots and lots of heads. It's hard to see, especially with the raindrops everywhere. But we'll see what this field looks like. This field's actually really surprised us. There had been a lot of water on this field, but it seems to have fought through it, and seems to be coming. So again, good morning everyone. It's turning out to be another sunny day. Had another shower overnight. The saying rain go away, come back another day sure pertains. But anyway, things are hanging on, and figured I'd take you for a little bit of a crop tour here this morning, just a bit of an update. So first field I'm going to walk in here this morning is our solid seed soybeans, and they're looking really good. Despite all the rain, they're hanging on really good. Soybeans tend to handle the moisture much better than a lot of things do. As you can see here, 15-inch row spacing. Got some weeds that snuck through, I guess. But we are canopied right over. Things are looking really quite good. If I didn't know any better, I think there's deer eating here. And why I'm assuming deer is because right where I'm standing, there's often a lot of deer, whatever, out and about here. So wouldn't surprise me at all. That's what it is. Anyway, so what I wanted to do here a bit this morning is, again, this is a learning thing for us, but I want to do a bit of a height comparison and stages. And so these soybeans are running us, what, just about, let's say 26 inches, bordering 27 inches tall. So I want to do, and again, canopied over really nice. When I show you later on, compared to the 30-inch spacing, they're not going to be closed in quite yet. They're coming in nice. You can't see it, but right there's a bit of a yellow spot. That's where we've just had too much water and it's yellow. Lots of that in our canola fields. To be honest, I don't even want to show you the canola fields because we kind of wrote them off. They're done. So shouldn't say it that way. We're just done spending money on them, cutting our losses at this point. So but I'm going to take you through some other fields. We'll do the so like I said, we'll do these soybeans. The other thing I meant to do a week ago already is to do an update on how the corn and the beans grew in 7 days. Stuff came up, so I was not able to do it on a 7-day interval. So here we're going to come in and we're going to do it on 14-day, and we'll see how much everything grew. As you can see, we're a lot taller. We're short shoulder height here. But if I go down to my little trusty little block that was here, and I go now, we're sitting in that 57, 58 range is what we are. So we're looking at roughly, let's say, 30 inches in 2 weeks. So we're ballparking in that range of what, just over 2 inches a day, which, so again, we had half an inch, or about 12 millimeters of rain here. Now I gotta count my rows because I'm never gonna find that. And we're 12 rows from the edge. So 2, 6, 8, 10. This is row 12. So somewhere down this row is where we're gonna find my 2x4. Oh, there it is. See my 2x4 right there. So we'll see what this is like in comparison to last time. Okay, so height here, as it is across, we're about 23, 24. So now we got a 2x4. So we're height wise, from what I'm just doing my measuring right now, random plants, the difference between the solid seed and the row crop planted beans height, I'm going to say, is basically the same. So in fact, I would almost go as the seeded beans are almost a little bit taller, but very much the same. These ones are leaning remarkably. We're definitely flowering up good. Pod height, we're looking at about, they're starting about 3 inches up. So that should be fairly easy combining. But what you're going to see here too is 2 weeks ago there was a 9-inch gap from the outmost leaf to the end. Well, we're now overlapping. So we are not canopied over, but even if you go like this and look, we are not far from being completely over. And if we get any kind of heat, continued heat I should say, and these plants keep growing, we've got the moisture, I fully suspect this will all look like one. You will not be able to tell what it looks like, or whatever. It's all going to look closed in. So that's the hope. We'll see what happens. Remember, these beans, unlike the seeded ones or with the air seeder, I should clarify, those solid, when I refer to solid seed, we actually aren't solid seeding them. We're doing that with the air seeder. I should refer to it as seeded beans versus planted beans. Seeding is done with the air seeder, planting is done with a planter. That's what I should be doing. The difference is row spacing will be much more particular in the planted. Row gap, row to row, is going to be a lot less than the seeded. Finding a stone, I'm going to grab that sucker and throw it off because I'm pretty sure combine won't like that. So throw that in the ditch and be done. So there you go, you've got a tour of what the crops are looking like. Again, you can't see a whole lot from here, but as a whole, beans are green. There's no holes. If we threw the drone up on here, even though when Kendall was showing his drone video that there was a lot of water in this field, these beans have really held their own and are looking really quite good. And now we just get some heat and the tap turning off, we should be golden. Okay, so I'm gonna do another quick video. I said I wouldn't do anything canola. Again, I'm not trying to, I can't honestly even get there. I'm wearing my runners and there's water in every ditch, but if you look at this field, wherever there's yellow, there's canola. It's very thin because it's still been drowned out there, but here where it's like yellowish, kind of turning gray-brown, yeah, that's all drowned out. And if you were to take an aerial shot of this field, yeah, I don't even want to think about how many acres are there. And there's still water. You can see that in here. That water has been there for 10 days now, I guess we'll say. So it is going down. It's slowly, or let me repeat, it's going up. It's evaporating slowly. It's drained, but it can. The ditches are still high enough that it's not coming off the ditches. And to be perfectly honest, our ditches aren't working 100%. So long story short, it's these areas, and you start taking, you know, 2-3 acres here and 5 acres over there and an acre over there. It just starts adding up really, really quickly, and that hammers your yield. There won't be much left. So canola is not looking peachy. From a distance it's not too bad, but you walk in, even these yellow areas that look okay are so thin you can walk through them. Canola this time of the year, you should not be able to walk through it. It should be so viney and stuff that you can't walk through.